Sawasdee Kap, Samadhi Mai Kap, how you guys doing? Hey, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to talk about the things I hate about Thailand, and specifically the things I hate about my adopted hometown of Chiang Mai. And I know what you guys are thinking. Wait a minute, Randy. You love Thailand. Your whole channel is about convincing us to move to Thailand and retire in Chiang Mai. And it's true. I actually do love Chiang Mai and I love Thailand. But that still doesn't mean there's things that just kind of get my goat sometimes and just bug me all the time. So today's the day I'm going to talk about them. And no, I'm not going to talk about it's too hot. I'm not going to talk about visa issues. I'm not going to talk about the burning season. These are just things that really bug me. Maybe they bug you. You can put in the comments if they do or not, or your own pet peeves. And maybe some of these things will help you when you come to visit Thailand. All right, number one, toilet paper. It's never where you want it to be, and it always is where you don't want it to be. And what I mean by that is when you go to the bathroom, usually you're used to a dispenser, right there next to the toilet, but sometimes, yes, but often no. Sometimes they have it by the front door when you walk in the bathroom. So if you don't get it when you walk into your stall, you're out of luck. And of course, sometimes you look in there and it's empty. And even if they have toilet paper, it's the thinnest toilet paper you've ever seen in your life. You could literally see your fingers through it sometimes. So my advice to you when you come to Thailand, always keep some toilet paper in your pocket. And it's also where you don't want it to be. This drives me nuts. Every time we go out to dinner, and quite often it's even a nice restaurant, they have basically toilet paper as napkins. So it's so thin, you've got to use like 10 of them to equal one napkin. Sometimes it's the ones that you pull out and it's really thin. Sometimes it's just literally toilet paper in a roll. Anyway, I'm not a big fan. Another thing that really bugs me is speaking Thai, or I should probably say trying to speak Thai. I mean, I've literally studied quite a bit to be able to speak, and I think like I've got a decent foundational level, but people never understand me. And it's kind of a hard language to learn, because if you don't know it, Thai has 5 different tones. So you've got, the flat tone, high tone, low tone, falling tone, rising tone. So you've got one word that kind of sounds the same to a Westerner like ma. So ma, flat tone, is the verb to come. Ma, falling tone, is dog. And rising tone, ma, is horse. Or maybe I'm getting horse and dog confused. Anyway, so you've got ma, ma, ma. Yeah, and they're really hard to distinguish. Anyway, I always try and be really polite. So when I go into a store or something and I'm speaking to someone, I don't want to just be kind of the ugly American and just start speaking English and assume that they're going to be able to understand. Quite often they can. But so I try and be polite, and in my very best studied Thai, I'll say something like, Pam mai put Pasa Thai mai gan, kun put Pasa Angret Thai mai kap. And they look at me like, and I'll repeat it, and I'll get the same look. Anyway, I never know what I'm doing wrong. My teacher says, oh, no, that's good. But real Thai people, no, not so much. Okay, this next one might sound like really, really picky, but if you've never been to Thailand and you're going to come and visit, you're going to be really glad I told you this. So the concept of a flat sheet, on top of your bed, you've got like a flat sheet and then maybe a blanket or a comforter. The flat sheet basically does not exist in Thailand. If you're lucky, your hotel might have one, but I bet what you're going to find is a big comforter, which makes no sense because, the average temperature in Thailand is like 90 degrees, 100 degrees. And even at night, it's quite often 70, 75 degrees. So if you're like me, you go to bed, it's warm, you don't have a cover on at all, then maybe You know, you wake up at night, you want to pull up a sheet. Good luck. Doesn't exist. You've got to pull up this whole comforter and it's too hot. So it's really, really frustrating. So my advice to you when you come to Thailand, as silly as it might sound, pack a flat sheet. And I've got a beef with trash cans because like flat sheets, they basically don't exist in Thailand. When you're walking around, you know, I don't care if it's a big city like Chiang Mai, Bangkok, whatever it might be, or a little city, even if you're at a night market where people are eating, they've got cups to throw away and things like that, trash cans just don't exist. They just don't think that way. There's nowhere to throw your trash. So to the government representatives of Thailand, please start putting up some trash cans and it'll make your cities cleaner and we'll all be happier. Okay, how about safety? Even if it's not affecting me, just looking at other people in danger makes me uncomfortable. It makes me nervous. And when you're driving around Thailand, I mean, every single day, you'll see like 3 people on a motorcycle, 4 people on a motorcycle, people carrying a newborn baby in their arms on a motorcycle. There might be 3 people and one of them's carrying a basket of laundry and someone else is carrying a pole. I mean, it's really ridiculous. And of course, none of them have a helmet. They're all wearing flip-flops and shorts. And in a way, it's kind of cool. People do whatever they want. I mean, that's kind of neat. But I just kind of wish, like, can't you be like a little bit safer? And the safer thing extends to with like crossing a crosswalk. I love walking around a city, so I'm always on my feet wherever I go. And when you want to cross the street in the West, cars will kind of stop for you. No, don't even think they're going to do that in Thailand. And it's a funny thing. I really don't understand the Thai mentality in some ways. I've been coming here for 7 years. I live for most of the time now. I still don't get it because everyday Thai people are like the nicest. They're the most warm, loving people. That we call it the land of smiles, and it's legit. But when they get in a car and they encounter a pedestrian, it's like you don't exist and your life is worth nothing. I mean, if you're walking down the street, and that's another thing, there's basically like no sidewalks in a lot of the places. So you've got to walk out in the street. Most of these cars and motorcycles like barely get out of your way, and like you can feel the mirrors practically brushing your arm. And if you want to cross a crosswalk, don't even think that they're going to stop for you. You got to basically brave it out one lane at a time and look and hope they're going to stop and then go another lane. Anyway, I don't understand it. Someone working on their doctorate degree should maybe write an essay on that and tell us how the Thai psyche changes when they get behind the wheel of a car. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about restaurants. I love Thai food. I bet that you do too. But I'm a Westerner. I mean, there's times where I really like salt and pepper. And it's almost impossible to find salt and pepper on a restaurant table in Thailand. Maybe if it's a Western restaurant, but still, sometimes not even then. And if they do have salt and pepper, when you pour out the salt, they've got this gigantic hole that just pours it out like sugar. It's like they don't even understand the concept of how much salt a person wants to use. What they use instead is fish sauce, which Thai people tell me, oh, it's just like salt. Well, no, it's not. It's fish sauce, and I don't particularly like it. To give you a quick lesson on Thai condiments, here is my girlfriend Joy.
Almost restaurants in Thailand have a set of condiments like this placed on the table. I'm going to show you what we have here. We have fish sauce to make it salty, and here is the chili powder to make it spicy, sugar to make it sweet, and the last thing is we have vinegar to make it sour. And here is what we have in Thailand.
And staying on the subject of restaurants in Thailand, when you order, if you're with a group of like 3 or 4 people, you can bet that every one of you is going to get your meal at a different time. And sometimes it's not like a minute apart or 5 minutes. It's like 15 minutes. I mean, one person will be completely done, and then another person gets their meal, and they're 10 minutes along, and then along comes meal number 3 or meal number 4. And when they bring you the check, I always get a kick out of this. They don't bring the check and then leave it, and you kind of signal them when you're ready to pay. When they bring you the check, they'll literally stand next to you, almost like a guard, and stare at you, just waiting for you to pay. And I don't think they're being like rude. I don't think they're like thinking you're going to run away. It's just the custom, I guess, that they bring you your bill and they figure, well, of course you're going to pay right away. But they'll literally stand like a foot away from you and just look at you until you pay. And one more food thing, not so much a restaurant, but like coffee shops and stuff like that. Coffee shops are a big deal in Thailand, and they got the greatest coffee in Thailand. And most of the time people go there for actually cold drinks, iced mochas and stuff like that. But the thing is, when you get an iced mocha or any kind of a cold coffee drink, from the top to the bottom, I mean, they fill it with ice and they pack it in, and you actually get like maybe this much of your actual drink. I mean, for me, it's like 4 swallows, through the straw, and the whole thing is gone. Okay, my last one, and then I'm going to switch just to Chiang Mai. But my last gripe is air conditioning. We all know Thailand's a hot country, so air conditioning is really welcome and it's everywhere. But the Thais often overdo it. I mean, if it's like 100 degrees outside, you'd be very content and very comfortable if you walked in and you said, it's 75 degrees, I feel great. But they go overboard. Like they need it to be like 55 degrees or 60. I mean, you're literally like shivering inside there. And I'm not saying it's all the time, but that's true in like restaurants, in stores, when you get into a taxi type thing, like a Grab or a Bolt. Always, not always, a lot of times it's overly air conditioned. And when you go to a hotel, don't be surprised if when your wall unit air conditioner, which is the way they do it there, very efficient, a unit up on the ceiling or on the top of the wall by the ceiling. Maybe you'll set it for, 22 degrees, but it won't turn itself off when it gets to 22. It just keeps blowing cold air, and it's almost always like right at your bed. And like that's a way to catch pneumonia, to sleep all night with air conditioning pointing at you. So anyway, drives me nuts. All right, last I'm going to talk about just a couple things about my adopted hometown of Chiang Mai. And by the way, Joy and I love comments. We really do. So if you would take a minute and leave a comment, let us know basically things you love, things you hate about Thailand, about the particular city you're in. We actually respond to every single comment. A lot of YouTubers only do that when the video first comes up, but we respond to comments even if the video is like a month old or 6 months old. You'll still hear back from us. Anyway, Chiang Mai. So the center of Chiang Mai, the old town, I mean, that's really the gem of Thailand. That's where all the tourists flock to. It's where most of the beautiful temples are. It's really the pride and joy of Thailand. So you would think they would like take a little bit better care of it. So the first thing that drives me nuts is the electrical and the power cables that are running all over above your heads as you walk around. I mean, they are the most unsightly things that you can imagine. And to the credit of the Thai government, they're actually in the process of burying them, which is wonderful. But they're burying them at night, and to cover the holes that they dig, they've got these steel plates, and they're using these like super slick, slippery, big steel plates. So they're having all kinds of accidents, especially motorcycles, and especially when it's wet, driving over these things and then slipping and falling. So not exactly the greatest plan. The other thing, and the thing that bothers me the most, are the sidewalks, if there are sidewalks. As I mentioned before, a lot of time, there's no sidewalk. You've got to walk out in the street, and you got to really pay attention. But even where there are sidewalks, they are really in terrible condition. They've got all these little concrete panels that cover the sewer, and they quite often don't like exactly seat correctly. So when you walk on them, they rock. They've got all these things that are sticking up out of the blue. If you're not looking, literally, you would just fall flat on your face. They've got holes all over the place. I mean, holes big enough your whole foot would go through. Your leg would snap like a toothpick if you weren't looking. So I just can't believe that they don't take better care of these sidewalks. And even when the sidewalks are decent, they've got poles in the middle. They've got trees growing. They've got utility poles. I mean, it's like, you know, an obstacle course just walking down the sidewalk. So one day maybe Chiang Mai is going to really make this a truly walkable city, at least in the old town, and that would be great. All right, so that's the end of my list of things I hate about Thailand and Chiang Mai. I hope you got a kick out of it. And I really do love Thailand. In fact, I'm super grateful that Thailand has not only welcomed me, but so many people from around the world and lets us visit. They let us retire here. And it really is a great country filled with really loving people. So I'm just having a little bit of fun today with things that do kind of bug me from time to time. And I thought I'd just go ahead and gripe a little bit. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I hope you'll take a second and click the like button. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can't do that. So take a minute right now. I mean, having a YouTube account is completely free, and it lets you interact with creators like me and Joy and other people out there. You can leave a comment. You can get answers to questions. You can show your opinion by leaving a like. You can just pause this video right now and click subscribe, and then they'll take you to steps where you'll just sign up as a new person. It takes like 30 seconds, and boom, you'll be in our big, happy YouTube family. Anyway, thank you for hearing my rant. I look forward to talking to you soon, and until then, safe travels.
편지를 쓰지 않아